Chapter 13 Revelation. Many hours and hundreds of miles later, you're lounging in your room, discussing the events of the previous day and what to do about it. We need a way to decompress after all that. Big time. I was thinking maybe we could get the whole pack together, watch movies, chill, that kind of thing. Oh, please. A pajama party sounds like exactly what we need right now. You start throwing open the drawers in search of PJs that aren't just threadbare flannel pants and a baggy t-shirt. Loopy sits on the edge of your bed. You think Channing will be on board? I doubt he'll mind, but I also doubt he'll join, even if the pack would really want him there. Not to mention, you won't have a cuddle buddy without him. He's just been locked in his lounge ever since we got back. The hunters really rattled him. I wish he'd share his burdens. We're all worried about the traitor. We could help him if he'd let us. Channing's, well, Channing. He never takes care of himself. Tal's right, though. If Channing has hung out with the pack tonight, it would boost morale. There's gotta be a way to convince him. Asher starts rummaging around in your drawers. You raise your eyebrows, amused. Sure, Ash, go right ahead. She ignores you, but makes a delighted noise as she pulls a PJ set out of the drawer. The tags are still on and everything. You'll look hot in this. Maybe even hot enough to convince Channing to join us. You admire the silky fabric of the pajamas. Imagine the look on his face when he sees you in them. Very interesting. You slip into your bathroom and out of your day clothing. Then luxuriate in the feeling of the silk shorts as you pull them on, along with the dangerously sheer lace cami, throwing on a matching robe to cover just enough to tease. You emerge. I was right to save these for a special occasion. You think I can convince Channing? Looking like that, you'll probably convince him of more than just a PJ party. Okay, let's hustle. Grab your blankets and knock on some doors. Cal, let's, get down there before the couches are taken. While the others rush to get dressed, you head to Channing's lounge and knock on the door. He opens it immediately. His fierce eyes rake shamelessly down your body, admiring the way the lace of your PJs top hugs your curves, or maybe just the skin beneath. You smile knowingly, letting the robe slide open further, baring your shoulder. If you came here to distract me, it's working already. He reaches for you, his warm hands toying with the silk of your shorts. They playfully push him back. I did come to distract you, but not the way you think. We're getting the pack together for a movie night. Good call. It might get the others out of their funk. Not just the others, I want you to be there too. I really want you to relax a bit. He sighs heavily and passes a hand over his weary face. That's sweet, really, but I don't think I can relax until the traitor's been identified. We can put on our heads together tomorrow. Right now, you need to rest. Sorry, Tel, but I have to pass. I'm not in the mood to watch movies or cuddle. Disappointment settles in your stomach at his rejection, and you turn away without a word. Hey, wait. For what? If you don't want to do this one for me, I won't force you. When you head downstairs, you find Lupe, Asher, and Cal herding the others into the common room. Your jaw drops. I'm glad you're all here, but where are your pajamas? Some alphas have shown up in normal clothes, while others are in nothing but their underwear. Yeah, about that. Most werewolves sleep naked. We already run hot as it is. We figured underwear was a reasonable compromise. As for me, let's just say Asher shredded my last respectable set of PJs. Well, at least you're all comfortable. I don't really care what you're wearing. All that matters is, well, you're here. We're here, but where's the boss? In his lounge, he's decided to sit this one out. That's it? He just said no? Kayla sidles up next to you, looking stunned. You try not to make eye contact with her perfect, well, everything. I tried to convince him, but he said he's got too much to do. After you got all dressed up, that's bull. I know Channing's the alpha puppy, but you can't let him keep blowing you off like this. Claws in, Kala. I'm not blowing anyone off. The energy in the room shifts when he lopes down the stairs to join you wearing pajamas. He decided to join after all. What changed? Everyone in the pack scoots aside to give Channing space to sit. He catches your eye and speaks in your mind. I can do this one little thing for you. Take his hand. You take his hand and squeeze it gently. He gazes in your eyes, his expression warm. You care about the pack, going through all this effort to make them happy. The least I can do is meet you in the middle. He brushes his thumb over your knuckles and you smile back at him. I take it this means I'm forgiven. As you settle down on some cushions beside him, you whisper in his ear. For now. Kayla sits apart from the rest of the flanked by Rami and Sumera. Channing raises an eyebrow at her. You gonna apologize for disrespecting me, Kala? A hush falls over the group once again, and she fixes Channing with a flinty look. I was just speaking my mind, Alpha. Besides, you proved me wrong. You hold your breath for a moment, worried a fight might break out, but Channing smiles. I'm only joking. It's about time you recruits started looking out for each other. Relief ripples through the pack as you catch Kala's gaze, surprised to find her almost smiling at you. I don't know exactly when things changed between us, but I'm glad they did. Lupe cues up a movie as you cozy up to Channing. His rich, natural scent envelops you like a comforting blanket. You rest your head on his shoulder and rub comforting circles on his arm. He whispers, Wasn't much of a cuddler before I met you. Somehow you convinced me to start. It's because I'm too adorable to resist. He presses a lingering kiss to your temple, making you shiver. I never knew someone could be so sexy and cute at the same time. You're always proving me wrong, Tal. In the best possible way. Before Lupe can start the movie, a couple of alphas clear their throats. Before we start, Channing, shouldn't we talk about Colorado? I knew it's kind of a buzzkill, but we're all thinking about it. All eyes are on him, who sits up a little, looking thoughtful. I know you're all scared. Those hunters infiltrated a sacred space. We will get payback, and we will find the person who ratted us out. But Tal was right to plan this. Right now, we all need to decompress. You feel weirdly flustered when the pack's attention turns to you. I only wanted to bring us all together. I mean, we're together all the time, but we just went through hell and back. Were there safety in numbers? I thought it would put everyone at ease to be together tonight. She's right. I feel much safer in a big cuddle pile with the rest of you. If any hunters trying to get us, well, have to take us all at once. You feel bolstered by the pack's nod of agreement. You're thinking like a wolf already. As the movie starts, Channing kisses you gently and murmurs in your ear, I'm glad to have you looking out for them. Tal, it honestly means more to me than you know. You smile, letting his warmth sink into you as you just hold each other for a little while. You're standing in a forest, shadowed and wild and veiled in mist. Despite the dark, you feel at peace. Where am I? You look down and see a path beneath your feet. You follow it to the edge of a wide, moonlit meadow. A wolf emerges from the mist, russet-colored, with a proud bearing. A wolf you know intimately. He stands motionless, searching. Suddenly his ears prick up. Another wolf appears, its black, silver fur dappled by moonlight. The two wolves circle one another, then nuzzle each other tenderly. They lie down, curl up side by side, and fall asleep. Oh. It's probably you. You feel an ache in your chest, a sense of deep sense of longing. You crave to feel love like this, serene, sincere, undying. Just before you wake, you look up and see the moon is tinted a soft, gentle blue. You blink against the morning sunlight streaming through the window, surprised to find yourself back in the living room. What a weird dream. You stretch and look around to see most of the alphas curled up on the couch with sleeping bags huddled together in groups of 3 and 4, just like a pile of puppies. Channing is notably absent, but you know him well enough by now that this doesn't surprise or bother you. He probably went for his morning run or went to go patrol again. The enticing aroma of bacon and coffee lures you to the kitchen. You stop short at the sight of Cal in an apron pushing bacon around a pan. What? Never seen someone make breakfast before? Actually, no, I haven't. No, I just didn't think cooking was your thing. You're always underestimating me, Tal. I think we underestimate each other. She narrows her eyes at you, and after a moment, she nods. Maybe before, but not after what you did for me at the lodge. The sheepishness that would have once followed her compliment is totally absent. You smile tentatively. Channing was right. We should have been looking out for each other since day one. True, but you can't blame me for not trusting you. When you got here, I thought you were a Channing groupie. I pushed you away because I didn't think you understood our culture, our history. But now, I regret being so cold to you. I should have given you more of a chance. Hey, we're in this together. We're part of the same pack. That means looking out for each other. Sure, but after what I did to you, I figured every wolf pack has some infighting, right? Nothing like a good rivalry to keep you on your toes. Lucky for me, you've done that in spades. Kella pours you some coffee and hands it over. Feels like a peace offering. The start of something new. You ready for pancakes and bacon too? Oh, please. Oh yeah, my stomach is growling louder than the whole pack snoring. Oh, the snoring. I'm surprised you were able to sleep with all that racket. It's not the snoring that woke me up. I had a really vivid dream. She listens as you tell her about the forest glade, the 2 wolves, blue moon. She flips the pancakes before turning to face you. My grandmother once told me a story about how werewolves find their soulmates. She said it was a treasured part of werewolf lore. Soulmates, that's a thing. Anyone who doesn't believe in soulmates saddens me. It is a thing. According to the legends, yes. Not as many of the younger generation believe it, but it comes up often in our lore. If werewolves have soulmates, does Channing already have one? I got time if you want to hear my nanny's version. I need to know everything. Well, you better settle down then, because Grandma Naya did not tell short stories. As she tops off your coffee, you settle on one of the stools at the counter. So according to my nanny, some werewolves have soulmates, 2 spirits fated by destiny to be bonded for life. Some may go their whole lives without finding their soulmate, but for those who do, the call is undeniable. Their love is so fierce, so all-consuming, that nothing save death can break their bond. And that's usually what happens. It's rare for one soulmate to outlive the other. Seriously? It's both. It's very tragic and also romantic. That's what makes werewolf love different than human love. It's all or nothing. True soulmates would much rather face death than be without the other. It's really intense. So, but also kind of beautiful. She shrugs, sliding 2 golden round pancakes onto your plate. To each their own, I guess. Let's just say that I'm happy being a lone wolf. I like my freedom. Well, so do I. I don't want to be owned by anyone. You're not owned. That only happens if there's a power imbalance. Soulmates have a claim on each other, but sometimes that claim can become toxic. It's especially dangerous if an alpha finds their soulmate. The power of their bond, combined with the responsibilities of being a leader, is enough to crush some wolves. I wonder if that's how Channing feels. So how does this blue moon come into it? My nanny told me the story of two werewolves, each the alpha of the warring packs. But werewolf feuds are dangerous and not worth the losses. These two leaders agreed to face off, Alpha v Alpha, to declare a winner. When they met on the field of battle, the two wolves locked eyes and bang. Let me guess, they banged? Wow, Tal, and here I was starting to think you were mature. Hey, listen, you said banged. Most people, when they say bang, they mean bang. Well, what was I supposed to do? You really teed that one up for me. Whatever. The point is, they knew from that moment that the other was a soulmate, the answer to the craving and emptiness they didn't know they had. At first, they felt they had no choice but to accept to fight. But suddenly the clouds parted above to reveal the beautiful blue moon. That is very pretty. Yes, they howled to the blue moon and used telepathy to tell the other pack that the feud was over. The clans congregated beneath the blue moon, howled until midnight. It was declared that the two packs would become one, led by two alphas. I didn't even know that was possible. Only if the two alphas are soulmates. They went on to become one of the strongest, most successful packs in history. So, do you think it's true? Or is it just a myth? My grandmother certainly thought it was true. She was always telling me I'd meet my soulmate here at Woolsey, become an equal partners, just like the pair in the story. Wait, what does Woolsey have to do with it? Oh, I forgot that part. According to legend, those alpha soulmates in the story became the founders of Woolsey branch of Alpha Tau. Wow, I had no idea being an alpha at Woolsey carried such a legacy. Oh yeah, for a werewolf, being the Woolsey alpha is a big deal. Kala, do you know if... He smirks, cutting you off. If Channing is a soulmate, I wondered when you were gonna ask. I don't think you can blame me for asking. This is the person I'm seeing. If he's somehow instinctually tied to me and... Slow down. Soulmate bond only works if both parties are on board. Even if you were Channing's soulmate, he doesn't own you. Look, if Channing had a soulmate, he'd know it already, and so would you. You chew on the inside of your cheek, thinking about what Kala has said. I really appreciate you telling me all this. You didn't have to take the time. Honestly, you're growing on me, puppy. It's the least I could do. You share a smile the more time you spend with her, the more you feel like she's a good person to know. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone you said that. You better not, we both know you can't take me in a fight. Just then Channing enters. He sees you, a slow smile spreads across his face, making your heart thump in your chest. Good morning. Hey. Oh, lucky for me, breakfast is ready, so you won't mind if I grab the others. As Kala leaves, Channing turns to you with an amused smile. What was that about? Nothing. We were just talking about, wolf stuff. He cups your face in his hands and tilts your head back to look deeply into your eyes. If we had the time, I'd get it out of you. But right now, you need to get dressed and meet me in the library. We've got work to do. Work? What work? Don't you remember? Today we're going hunting for a traitor. You and Channing head down into the Alpha House Library, finding Asher, Lupe, Cal, and the twins already at work. Damn, and here I thought we'd have the place to ourselves. The others spring to their feet at the sound of his voice, but he raises his hands. I'm not kicking you out, especially not if you're doing what I think you're doing. I mean, if you mean investigating who ratted us out, then you're right on the money. I've been looking into poisons all morning. I could use a few more sets of eyes. As Channing follows you to an empty seat, he said that you feel the warmth of his hand on your lower back. Why do I get the feeling he had more than research in mind? You sit beside the Samara, who's furiously typing away on her computer. We're digging deep into Alpha Tau's social media. Any advice? Well, you should do what you do best. You're the social media gurus. What advice could I possibly give? Flatterer, Channing, did I ever tell you how glad I am that you brought Tal into the frat?
It's always bears repeating.
Channing sits beside you. The two of you skim through the digitalized Alpha Tau visitor logs. These are from every chapter in the country.
The other alphas want no stone unturned. They're all on the hunt too. If there's anything suspicious in these logs, someone will find them.
He sounds unusually confident. You wonder if the movie night lifted his morale along with the packs. Pretty quickly, you've proven right. You skim the logs in silence for a bit, but soon Channing's hand makes its way up your thigh. I knew he had more than research on the mind. I'll tease him back. You innocently let one hand fall onto the table, then begin stroking the inside of his thigh. Both of your hands tease ever closer towards each other's center. You can practically feel his pants tightening. Damn. Something wrong, boss?
Far from it, actually.
Before things can get too heated, he jerks his head away from the others, like he's daring you to follow.
I think we deserve a moment to ourselves after everything we've been through.
You raise your eyebrows, asking the obvious question with your eyes. Here, now?
Just follow me. We don't have to go farther than you're comfortable with.
You clear your throat and smile, blithely at the others, shutting your computer. You know what? I need to stretch my legs a little. Sleeping in a pile was not good for my joints. Sure. Enjoy, you two.
Yeah, no, they're not idiots.
You and Channing laugh as you head to a secluded corner of the library together. Once you're away from prying eyes, Channing starts to kiss a hot trail up your neck. You groan. Looking up at a public has always been a fantasy. Touching someone, feeling them, where anyone might walk in on us. Hot. Channing growls and scrapes his fang along the sensitive skin at your throat.
Usually I'd take you upstairs, but you're so damn irresistible. I don't think I can wait another second to taste you.
Lust floods you like a breaking of a dam. You lick your lips and gaze into his eyes. There's something exciting about hooking up in a library of all places. You only live once. Channing grins wickedly and catches your lips in a mind-numbing kiss, all teeth and tongue. Your knees nearly buckle when his greedy hands begin tearing at your clothing, frantically undressing you.
Look at you. Sometimes I can't believe you're all mine.
All yours. That's a little presumptuous, don't you think? His eyes darken as he begins stepping out of his jeans. Your mouth waters when he peels off his jacket and shirt.
You want to say that again?
Keep challenging. You jut out your chin in defiance and put on a wild smirk. You heard me. If I'm really all yours, then come and get me. You can barely finish your sentence before Channing descends on you, gripping your bare back and hips, kissing you fiercely. You moan quietly as he fits his hips to yours and grinds against you. Mine. He punctuates his statement by biting the soft spots between your neck and shoulder, and you grit your teeth to keep your moans in. Before long, kissing isn't enough. His hands slide down your naked torso and toys with the waistband of your underwear. Remember, we'll have to stop if, it gets too risque for you two, as it usually does. You clench your jaw just when his fingers dip in your panties and give you a gentle, circling stroke. All ready for me, Tal? You nod silently and reach for his waist. Your fingers shake as you peel down the waistband of his own underwear. He's no less aroused than you are. You smirk when your fingers find him. You talk a big game for someone who's this turned on. You and Channing disentangle yourselves from each other, panting, slick with sweat. You study each other's disheveled appearances. There's no way we can hide what we just did.
As long as they can't
prove it, we'll be fine. Werewolf people who have heightened senses, all of them. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't hear and smell anything you've been doing. Feeling bleary and giddy in the afterglow, you both slowly dress yourselves again. Once you're clothed, Channing pulls you close and kisses you on the lips, surprisingly gentle and soft. You're seriously one in a million, you know that? I'd never have done this with anyone else. I'd like to think I break out the best in you. Chuckling, he kisses your temple and takes your hand, leading you back to the others, but hang on, I wanted to talk to you about this dream I had. Oh? It better have been about me. Actually, it might have been. You were there in wolf form. There was another wolf I've never seen before, and a blue moon. At the mention of the blue moon, he goes rigid. His expression is suddenly distant, almost cold. Don't tell me that is why you were talking to Kala. If she filled your head up with all that soulmate crap. Why are you so pissed about this? All I wanted was to talk about what it might mean. It means damnation. It means being stuck with someone for the rest of your life, no matter how much of a mess they are. It means you might not be able to escape me. The pieces start clicking together in your mind. Suddenly, you feel cold all over. Channing, are you saying... I'm saying you're my soulmate. Okay. And... Anyway, without further ado, before we have a small discussion here at the end, make sure to, if you enjoyed the video, to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of links to check out, ways to support, share, etc., and also ways for you to become more of an intricate part of this community via our Discord. But with that being said, long story short is, I very much so believe in soulmates. I have never, ever, ever been shy about that. I very much believe in it. So for me, I was lucky enough to have met such a person at one time that I do believe was that person. Talking about this, if your ears were acute enough, you probably picked up my voice changing and things like that during some of the reading of that. I tried to compose myself quickly, but it's a tough subject to talk about. Unfortunately, I lost that person due to them being in a car accident. So long story short is it's something that I've talked about before in some videos, I believe back in freshman series. So yeah, around when Caitlin got in a car accident, right? I don't take things like that very well, especially when you talk about someone you love or whatnot getting in one. It's just something that really hits me, and it's a very sensitive spot for me. I've lived for many, many years, without her, and though it is someone that, again, I feel that way about her, and it was vice versa. You know, you can't go through your whole entire life, basically, being alone, right? And that's something where, her words, and for me, because of the memory that I have, I'm able to replay any and all events in my life back in my mind as if I'm there and experiencing them again. So that's always fun, and I'm sure you guys can have some inkling and indignation of what that might be. Though I know that's an extremely rare ability, and it's literally like 1 in a million, as he said, but yeah, anyway. Long story short is, I continue to pursue love, right? The heart is big enough, right? It's kind of like when you lose a friend, or it's like you lose an animal that you loved, right? Which I've had that unfortunate experience of many, many animals over the course of my life. And, when you especially first experience one of those pains of losses, right? You feel like you can't go on. And for me, trust me, I even tried to no longer live myself because of that several times, in fact, and especially over the course of my life, though those times have got fewer and far, and kind of like a blue moon, I guess you could say now. That's how rare it is now. Long story short is you want you don't believe that you'll ever be able to find like a new animal or a new friend or you can never replace a family member or loved one or whatever, right? And that's something we all echo at one point in our lives, right? Someone that we genuinely really care about. Here's the thing is, and the kind of thing that I solved along my journey in this life is you're not looking to replace them. You're just looking to fill the void. You're allowed to continue to love. I'm sure that person, if they were here to talk to you, would tell you to go make new friends or to find a new love, to continue enjoying your life and maybe even to live on for them. Much like, finding a new animal that you find out that you love just as much, if not more, than the prior one you had, right? Again, you're not looking to replace. You're just looking to continue doing what is human nature and innately there, right? So yeah, that's my feelings, and I'm sorry if I'm a little long-winded about it, but those are my feelings about this, and I try to make it as short as humanly possible. Sometimes I can overthink or overtalk, as some of you I'm sure have come to know. Again, life, we only get one, right? That we know of. Enjoy this life. As long as you aren't hurting other people, enjoy this life. Live, laugh, love, as the meme says, but especially love. Try and find that person in your life, and don't settle for someone who hurts you or you feel uncomfortable with. There are 8 billion people on this planet. Everyone has got to have someone out there for them. So, thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.